going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea and welcome to your opposition preview ahead of the Supercup final against Liverpool. And obviously, there's only one place I could go. I could need to go to one of my mentors, one of the best men on football YouTube, Mr. Chris Pejak. Please, round of applause for this man over here.
Thank you very much, mate. I'm good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right. I mean, other than being battered 4-0 at the weekend, you move on. It swings and roundabouts, innit? We'll glaze over that. Brilliant. Let's go. Liverpool. You beat the Farmers 4-1. Must be nice to do that, and obviously I saw Jack wasn't very happy, but it's a good start for you guys.
It was, mate. Yeah, look, it was a brilliant first half. I think we kind of tailed off a little bit second half. I think we knew that the game was won. Obviously, their manager came out and said they won the second half, which is right, but it's a 90-minute game of football, which you'd hope he knows. But they surprised me. They played a really attacking brand of football, and fair play to them. If they're going to continue to do that all season, then they'll get points in games, and I think that's better than just sitting back and hoping to stop the other team scoring. So it played into our hands, don't get me wrong, but I think they will get more points going into games across the course of the season like that than just sitting back and waiting for someone to score. So, yeah, it was good. It was nice to be back at Anfield as well. I've missed the proper footy, because that's what you're in it for, innit? You go to the footy to watch the footy, and that's why we love doing what we do, like.
That's it. It's brilliant. I mean, I unfortunately wasn't at Manchester United this weekend, so I'm just looking forward to going back to Stamford Bridge, and I think I'm going to feel it as well. It'll be a really special atmosphere for the return of Lampard at Stamford Bridge. But look, I think let's just go straight into that side you had. I mean, the fact that Sadio Mane wasn't even starting, let's call a spade a spade. Divock Origi 6 months ago was, a banter player. He's someone you go on Twitter and take the piss out of. Now, all of a sudden, he just seems to be in this inspiring form and just all of a sudden amazing. How the hell did that happen?
Listen, I don't know, but we got the Divock Origi over the last sort of 8, 9, 10 months that we thought we were signing a few years back. I mean, lots of clubs around Europe wanted Divock Origi when we signed him, and not all. I'm not saying it was Bayern Munich and Barcelona and Real Madrid, but there was a host of top European sides that wanted him. Liverpool got him. He was brilliant for us in the Europa League run in 16-17 or whatever that was, and he massively lacked confidence. He took an injury against Funes Mori in the derby and was out for a long period of time, and he really struggled to get back from that. But what we saw last season was a Divock Origi who, every time he shot, he seemed to score, and big goals in big games. He scored, obviously, the Everton one, the Tottenham one, the Champions League final. He was on fire, and I'll be honest, I was a little bit disappointed in his performance on Monday, but he forces an own goal from a cross, and he scores a goal. He is one of those guys. He might not be heavily involved in everything you do, but if he gets a shot inside the box, he's going to score it now, the form that he's in. And he's got pace and he'll scare people still. He struggled a little bit in the Community Shield because he was up against Kyle Walker, and Kyle Walker might be the fastest man on the planet. But I think he's just been brilliant for us. And, Sadio Mane's 3, 4, 5 times the player he is. If Mane starts against Hughes, I'd be really worried for you.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that is definitely something based on, obviously, Rashford and Martial and Lingard at the weekend. They're good, but you guys are great. And the fact you'd have Salah, I'm guessing, will it be Firmino starting?
Yeah, I'd guess so, yeah.
And it'll be Mane as well. Is it going to be full strength that you're going to go for it, do you reckon? Or is it going to be one of those where you're going to think about it and sort of look towards the Premier League on the weekend?
Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult for us because we're all right in this game coming up because we obviously played the Friday night. You played Sunday. That's a quick turnaround for you, isn't it? Sunday to Wednesday. Ours isn't so bad. Friday to Wednesday. That's quite good actually. 5 days. But we're then Wednesday, Saturday, and away at Southampton, so that's not a good turnaround. I think you have to prioritise the Premier League, but it's so early on in the season that I imagine he'll go full strength. I actually expect Mane to start. I expect Firmino to start and Salah. I think where he'll make changes is maybe Matip to come in for Joe Gomez, and maybe James Milner to come in for Gini Wijnaldum, something like that. And obviously we've got an enforced change in the nets because now we've got Adrian as our backup keeper, who is now our starting keeper because of Alisson's injury. It looks like he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks probably. Looks like a calf tear at this moment in time, which will be a big miss for us. He was outstanding last season for us, but Adrian, the 60 minutes he played quite well. But it's going to be a strong side, Louis.
Well, yeah, I mean, Adrian's definitely a good keeper. And, that's something I do want to talk about because it kind of just came out of nowhere. And obviously your transfer window was really, it was just Adrian sign, wasn't it? You didn't really go out there. Do you feel you've had a disappointing window? Do you feel that maybe there was a lack of, that maybe you needed a lot of people are saying, you need a creative player who could also fit that system of going box to box. Do you feel that Liverpool could have had a better window, or do you feel that less is more in this case?
Liverpool absolutely could have had a better window. I mean, I think the one thing that Liverpool fans are crying, well, there's two positions. The main one is a fourth player for the front three positions. I think, Mane, Salah, Firmino, they're fit a lot of the time, but if we do take an injury, can we sustain that long term with the likes of Divock Origi and Shaqiri? Are they on the same level as Riyad Mahrez or Bernardo Silva before he got first teamer, or Leroy Sané? Are they at that level? Probably not. Well, in fact, definitely not. The other one is a backup left back, but it looks like James Milner's going to be the option for that. So I think I'd have liked the specialist left back. I'd have liked a forward player. The midfielder, I'm not too sure. I think it's a cliche, but Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was out for a season. He's back now. He's a box-to-box attacker midfielder. He's creative. He scores goals. And Naby Keita, towards the end of last season, was starting to show the type of form that was the reason that we signed him from RB Leipzig. I'd like Keita to figure in this game. I'm not sure he will. But he's a really creative player. And when he hits his stride, there's not many players in the Premier League that are kind of like him, to be honest. He sort of slaloms through and he's very direct and he heads straight for goal, and he's a really interesting player. I really hope we can sort of integrate him into the side, because he'll be that creative player along with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. But I think Chamberlain's probably 3 months of football before he gets up to speed and gets back to where he was, because he was out for a year. And then also we had Ryan Brewster. You might not have heard too much about him, but he's a massive talent. He obviously he won the Under-17s World Cup with England. He is going to be, I think he's a generational talent. If we signed a forward player, would we be halting his progression? Maybe so. Will he feature a lot this season? Probably not. But 10, 15 games, 20 games max, I think. And I think we might start to see the talent that he's got.
Well, I mean, he wore the Champions League trophy medal, while he was getting his haircut. That's even worse than John Terry, but he obviously got away with it. So, we'll glaze over that, and Listen, he could be a generational talent.
Let me ask you a question, right? If you had a Champions League medal, right, would you ever take it off?
Yeah, I'd sell it. I need the cash at the minute, if I'm honest. So,
right.
We kind of get rid of it.
I like to think of myself as quite a humble person. I'm not a show off or anything like that. I would absolutely be wearing that Champions League winners medal wherever I was, because it's a Champions League winners medal. The kid's like 17 years old, and he's got a bit about him. So what? He won a medal. He's proud. He's part of a team that won the Champions League, and he's a kid. You know what I mean? It's sound. Now, if it was Simon Mignolet, who's a 30-year-old fella who's doing it, yeah, maybe not, but I'm all right with that.
I mean, John Terry was the captain, but you know what? We're gonna go to one of our favourite phrases. Let's agree to disagree on that one. Okay, we'll leave that there. We are not going to talk about that any further, because I know that this will end in an argument, and I'm not going to be doing that. And we're going to talk about football because we're good people. Okay, so behave. Okay, thank you. Cool. But yeah, I mean, Ryan Brewster. We've gone through a team. Yes, you feel you could have strengthened, but obviously there is no doubt that it is a phenomenal side, and I will say that with my chest out, as a Chelsea fan, as much as I despise Liverpool Football Club, because there's only one team in Liverpool and it wears blue or white, depending if you're a Tranmere fan. But, we'll move on from that. But, look, I think I hit a nerve there, did I?
Really?
Mate,
really?
Mate, listen, I've got family on the blue side of Liverpool. I had to, I get in trouble if I say anything.
Do you remember how many leagues Everton have won, by the way?
I don't know.
I think it's about 8. How many have you won? About 6, something like that. If you won the same amount as City, have they caught you up on league titles?
So. No, they're one behind us, but I mean, it won't be for long, to be honest.
You sure?
Yeah, but if you want to talk about league titles, have you won a Premier League yet?
No. Can't say that we have. In fact, I'll tell you this: we haven't won a league title since they changed the back pass rule. There you go. That was our superpower. It was all in the back pass rule because Liverpool were amazing at going 1-0 up and then we just play the ball back. You won't remember these sides. Our defenders just used to pass the ball to Bruce Grobbelaar. Bruce Grobbelaar used to pick the ball up, throw it to them, he'd pass it back, pick the ball up, and that's how we used to win league titles. And when they changed that rule, it's not the Premier League. It was the fucking back pass rule, mate. That's why we don't win. That's why we haven't won league titles. And everyone thinks it's the Premier League. It's not. It was the back pass rule. I swear down.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's something which I'm gonna have to keep in my back pocket because I know there's gonna be a lot of Cockney Liverpool fans that love to rub it in. So I'll use that one and mention the back pass rule. Now I know what I'm talking about. But I've got the grey hairs. It'll be all right. I can get away with it. But most exciting player probably to look at Liverpool this season, outside of the obvious ones, who would you say is going to be someone that could really potentially help Liverpool push on to a Premier League title?
Ooh. We spoke about this over on the Redmen TV. I actually think Fabinho is one of the most important players that we've got, and I don't think he's quite got the recognition he deserves yet. Not just because he's a destroyer, defensive midfielder, but because I think what Liverpool are going to do this season, and I think we saw it in part against Norwich City, is that we're going to press from mad angles. And I think Fabinho is the key to that. So we played Gini Wijnaldum, we played Jordan Henderson, and we played Fabinho. Now you'd expect the two number 8s, Wijnaldum and Henderson, to be the ones pressing. Fabinho was coming from deep and it was surprising the Norwich midfielders. I think we're going to see more of that, and then Hendo or Wijnaldum sit in. So we always used to talk about Liverpool's front three as being quite fluid and they'd switch around and all that type of stuff. But I feel like this time we're going to see that, and we're going to see the midfield do it as well. So I think he's an unbelievable player. And listen, he's not an attacking player, so we probably won't get the plaudits that he deserves, especially because Virgil van Dijk is so good. And people will naturally say, well, the defence is boss because of Virgil. But Fabinho, for me, he's the sort of linchpin of the side at the moment.
Mm. Would you say that? I mean, I was having this debate with someone saying there's nobody really that's come out of the league, maybe apart from Kante, Mahrez over the past few years, that have really been that good. I think the fact that Fabinho has gone under the radar, because towards the back end of last season, especially in the game when you played us, I think that he did have a very good game. I think he again, he's doing everything you're talking about. Obviously, during pre-season, I saw a lot of clips of how he was playing. And again, he's so creative from deep as well, I find. Like the fact that he can almost ping the ball left and right and still break up. He's a very rounded player. And I do think, I think you're right, outside of the obvious, he could be the person that...
Henderson's really stepped it up in that 8 as well, Expect to see a lot of... If he plays, and he plays on that right-hand side behind Salah, expect to see a lot of link-up play between Henderson and Salah. He's really getting on into the box now. It's not something we've seen for a couple of years because he's been playing the Jorginho position or the 6, whatever you want to say. So he's been really good. Look, our first 11's outstanding. Our first 15 names are outstanding. It's behind that. It's whether we've got the squad behind that to challenge City over a 38-game season. Toe-to-toe, we can go up with anybody, as we've proven. We're European champions. So let's, fingers crossed, we'll go for it, mate, and we'll really sort of dominate you in this game.
Well, I mean, the chances are based on Sunday. I'll be honest, you probably will, because you're a much better side than United. But Chelsea, the most Chelsea thing to happen would be to get absolutely destroyed by United on the weekend and then beat in the Supercup. I mean, it's just the ultimate shithouse, and it just feels like that's a very Chelsea thing. As it is, though, isn't it? Come on, you know it is. You know it is. We are that club that will do something like that. But I am going to go my pessimistic self and say I think you guys will probably get the result. And it's one of those we've said over on the Redmen. It's like the Charity Shield. If you win it, it's great and it can help motivate the squad. If you lose it, it's like, cool, fine, on to the next one. But we've addressed who your key players are going to be. We've addressed what the strengths are, the weaknesses are in the side as well. Let's round it off. Score prediction.
3-1 Liverpool.
3-1. Okay. All right. I'm going to go 1-1 and we win on penalties. Because again, shithouse, and that's just what we do really well. But yeah, obviously, guys, leave your thoughts down in the comments section of what you think the score prediction or your score predictions are for the game, who you think the strengths are on the Liverpool side, what the weaknesses, and how can we expose them. So you let us know all your thoughts. And obviously, head across to the Redmen and watch the match build-up show where I obviously went and spoke a bit about Chelsea Football Club. Just want to say a massive thank you to Chris Pajak from the Redmen for coming on to this beautiful, beautiful channel. And he's a very beautiful man, so it's quite fitting. And obviously, if you remember,
you're a creep, Beneventi.
I know, yeah. But if you remember long enough ago, I could go proper creep and say #PayJack nudes because that's what everyone wanted to see apparently. But we'll leave it at that. Let's, if you've probably switched off at that point. But thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel and we'll see you later. Ta-ra.
Boss, mate.